All right, let's just jump right into it. Today, we're decoding a seriously fascinating topic for this explainer, the hidden psychology behind nonverbal attraction. We're going to look closely at those subtle, often entirely unspoken signals that reveal genuine interest, and we'll break down exactly why these psychological cues exist in the first place.
So, picture this. You've probably been here, right? You're lying in bed late at night, just staring up at the ceiling, replaying a conversation in your head. Every single word, every glance, every laugh gets rewound, and suddenly it hits you. Wait a second, was she actually interested or just being polite? It's a completely universal experience, and honestly, it's exactly where the psychology of attraction gets totally misread.
The reason for all this confusion? It's simple, but deeply rooted in behavioral psychology. Women rarely just come right out and say, "I want you." They just don't. Because you see, society has conditioned women over generations to communicate through subtle hints rather than direct demands. They rely on indirect signals that a grounded, observant guy is going to catch, but an ordinary, distracted guy will literally walk right past.
Okay, let's dive right into our roadmap for today's explainer. We'll cover the hidden language of attraction, decoding subtle physical touch, visual and body language cues, conversations and future intentions, and wrap it all up with how to respond respectfully.
First up, Section 1, the hidden language of attraction, and why men miss the signs. Grasping this is what shifts you from, constant cluelessness to a place of really confident observation.
Now, think about the stark contrast in how guys react. When an ordinary guy gets a subtle hint, he usually does one of three things. He freezes up, he overreacts and completely ruins the vibe, or he just misses the hint altogether. On the flip side, you have the stoic man. This is a guy who calmly observes, recognizes those subconscious cues, and gently matches the energy without losing his cool. Our goal today is absolutely to get you into that stoic mindset.
Moving on to Section 2, decoding subtle physical touch and the biological connection. This one is huge. It is arguably the most primal indicator of interest out there.
You know, physical touch usually follows a very specific escalation path. Step 1 is the safe touch. From the outside, this looks totally innocent. Maybe she fixes your shirt collar or lightly touches your arm while laughing at a joke. But psychologically, it's a test. She's seeing if you flinch. If you're comfortable, it escalates to Step 2, deep touch. This is where boundaries are intentionally crossed. We're talking fingers lingering just a bit too long, or maybe resting her knee against yours under the table at a cafe, and crucially, not pulling away. Trust me, that is no accident.
And here is the fascinating psychology behind it. It's a chemical connection. This kind of intentional physical touch actually triggers the subconscious release of bonding chemicals in the brain. She isn't just hinting that she likes you. Her body is actively trying to create a biological bond. So, the stoic response? You stay calm, you hold eye contact, and if you're feeling it too, you gently match the gesture a few minutes later.
All right, Section 3, visual and body language cues and what her actions are really saying. Because even if her words are super carefully measured, her body language is almost always going to spill her true intentions.
There are a few primal, totally subconscious movements you need to look out for. She might slowly play with her hair or tilt her head to expose her neck. That neck tilt? It's a deeply ingrained subconscious display of trust and vulnerability. You might also catch her mirroring you, naturally copying your posture. But pay really close attention to this next one. If she invites you over late at night to, quote-unquote, help fix her TV, or casually drops that her roommate is out of town for the weekend, those are carefully curated excuses. Society doesn't really encourage women to just ask you to their bedroom, so they create plausible deniability to get you into a private space. And watch how this builds into facial cues, specifically the visual triangle. It goes like this. Step 1, she looks into your eyes. Step 2, her gaze drops down to your lips. Step 3, she returns right back to your eyes. This specific three-point gaze is an incredibly clear indicator of physical attraction. But hey, quick warning, never ever awkwardly point this out. If you say something like, why are you staring at my mouth? You will instantly pop the balloon and ruin the tension. Just observe it. Let the chemistry build naturally.
Another super visible sign is a sudden shift in her styling habits. Think about the contrast here. If her normal routine is casual wear, but suddenly, when she knows she's seeing you, she shows up in a formal dress, rocking extra makeup, or maybe specifically wearing a color you once mentioned you liked, take note. That is a calculated psychological effort. Women simply do not put in that kind of extra effort for guys they view strictly as platonic buddies. She wants you to see her as a romantic prospect.
Oh, and here is a really subtle yet absolutely fascinating sign.
Subconscious lip attention. The lips are highly sensitive, right? So drawing attention to them by slowly applying lip balm, maybe playing with a straw or lightly touching her lips while holding direct eye contact with you, it's a subconscious attempt to build intimacy without actually speaking a single word. It creates this incredibly powerful mental image.
Next up, Section 4, Conversations and Future Intentions, Building a Private World. We're shifting from physical cues to verbal ones now, looking at how she uses conversation to test your compatibility.
Notice how the conversation topics start to evolve. She'll begin filtering out that casual, surface-level group talk in favor of laser-focused one-on-one attention. She might start asking about your past relationships, inquire about your personal desires, or share really private details about herself. What she's doing is intentionally building this private world that's just for the two of you. She's testing the waters of trust, totally expecting you to match her level of openness, but remember, without being vulgar or rushing things.
Which brings us to this really clever concept known as future casting. Listen for things like, oh, you would love this hidden wine bar, or maybe I make the best pancakes in the morning. Notice what's missing? She isn't actually asking you out directly. Instead, she's subtly inserting you into private, emotionally charged future scenarios just to see how you react. She's essentially painting a picture where it's just you and her, testing to see if you bite and reciprocate that interest. Finally, Section 5. How to respond respectfully. The behavioral blueprint. Because spotting the signs is really only half the equation. How a mature, stoic guy actually acts when he notices them, that is what truly matters.
So the crucial point is the difference in your reaction. The clueless reaction is either completely ignoring the signs or getting so over-the-top excited that you awkwardly force an escalation. But the stoic reaction? That's about recognizing the opportunity, staying incredibly grounded, and letting the situation escalate smoothly and naturally. Observing these signs is about making real, authentic connections, not taking advantage of a situation.
And I absolutely cannot emphasize this enough. Consent is above all. A truly attractive, grounded man strictly honors boundaries. He doesn't force anything, and he gives the situation room to breathe. Ensuring that both parties are completely comfortable and enthusiastically consenting at every single step, that is 100% non-negotiable.
One last tip before we wrap up. Keep the number 3 in mind. These psychological signals, they rarely appear in isolation. If you observe just one, yeah, it might just be a coincidence. But if you observe 3 or more of these signals grouped together in a single interaction, the probability of genuine mutual interest is incredibly high.
So I leave you with this. Are you ready to read the signs and respond with stoic confidence? It is officially time to stop overthinking in bed and start paying real attention to the real world right in front of you. Because honestly, what else might you be missing while you're busy overthinking? Next time on The Explainer, we'll flip the coin and analyze the psychological signs that might indicate she's actually just playing games. You definitely won't want to miss it. Thanks for hanging out and learning with me today. And hey, stay observant.